If you want to take a day off because you're, really? Okay. If you want to take a day off because your child was sick, you could do it. If you want to take a day off because your boyfriend needed you and wanted to do something special with you, could you do it? If you want to take a day off because your aging parents needed you, you could do it. Just total freedom and flexibility. At your current job right now, are they constantly praising you for a job well done? Are they constantly saying to you, hey, without you, we would not be who we are? Are they constantly thanking you for a job well done? At your current job right now, if you gave it your guts, if you don't want to say that, you can say give it your all, for the next 5 years, could you change your situation financially? If you gave it your guts, for the next 5 years, could you change your financial situation? Well, if you're sitting here looking at me, thinking to yourself like, yeah, right, like there is a job like that, I want you to know there is a career like that. I was approached to sell Mary Kay, it was actually 27 years ago. And my initial reaction was, oh no thanks. No, not at all, not interested. But I decided I would just sit down and listen to what the woman had to say. And I have to tell you, I was in shock at what she shared with me. So I signed up with the intention of making $70 a week to buy Christmas presents for my kids. They were 1 and 3 at the time. And I have to tell you, I signed up for $70 a week, and I never dreamt it would be what it is today. What I'd like you to do is just watch me and see if you could ever see yourself doing something like this. And you know what Mary Kay always used to tell us is that there's a new beauty consultant at every class. And I agree with her. But I'd even like to take a step further. You see, I find that quality women attract quality women. And I find that there's someone that would be good at this. There's usually a couple. So I have to ask you guys right now, who do you think would be good? Who do you think? And at this point, you're going to get one of two reactions. They either all look at you like, stay away from me. And if they all look at you that way, then I smile and I say, oh, you guys, just watch me and see if you can see yourself doing this. And I move on. Or they all point at Stephanie. And I smile and I say, Stephanie, just watch me today. See if you can see yourself doing this. And I move on. Does she feel pressure? No. They've all just pointed at her. I look at her and say, just watch me today. See if you could ever see yourself doing this. And I move on. Now here's the deal, you guys. Most women come into the Mary Kay party. How many of you, when you went in that Mary Kay party, the minute you saw the woman there, setting up the trays and mirrors and setting it all up and squirting little squirts, and how many of you thought to yourself, this woman has a career of a lifetime? Now watching her do that. Not too many, right? Instead, you're thinking to yourself, oh, isn't she cute? Cute little Mary Kay lady, she's got nothing better to do with her time. Oh, I have a college degree. I'm this, I'm that. Never do that. Right? So what you do with these questions, and the 3 questions are about flexibility, about praise and appreciation, and money. Could you change your financial situation? That's what the 3 questions are about. Then you tell your little 1-minute I story. And you become like a chameleon. If they're all stay-at-home moms and you are single, dating happily, but single, and don't have children, you don't go on and on and on about the single life, right? You become a chameleon. And you say, you know, I do it for this reason, maybe 10 seconds worth, but I have a good friend of mine is a mom. And so that's why she does it, and that's what motivates her. Do you see what I'm saying? Works a full-time job, hoping that maybe someday be able to not have to work 40 hours a week. Whatever. Become like a chameleon. If they're all college students, you talk about the college student. Getting her, what is it? Your master's? Getting her master's. People. I dropped out of college twice, and here's my cute little consultant getting her master's. Oh, so fun. Okay. She obviously likes studying a lot more than her national does. So anyway, there's that. So, then you tell about Teresa. She's getting her master's degree. She does what she can do with this. And that's the great part, is that she's never bugged to do more than what she wants to be able to do. Okay? So just little bits and pieces. Get them thinking. And then they're watching you. And now one-on-one. I come down, I sit down. You do know the individual consultations. You do know you want to either be at eye level or you want to be lower. Now, many times because of my height, I would sit on the floor. We'd be in the living room, and I would sit on the floor. If I was sitting in a chair, I would lean over to try to get lower. You want them to feel in the position of power with you when you are selling to them. And that's why I many times sat on the floor in the living room, in a skirt, with a little table, and I would sit and write on it, or write on my date book, and literally ask the questions. Did you have a good time? How does your skin feel? What part of the miracle set did you like best? What would you like to take home with you today? Great. She buys a basic. Wonderful. Is there any reason why you would want to share a checkup facial with a couple of friends? I think we'd have a ball. I think we'd have a ball is a Lisa Madson original. There are very few, but that's one of them. I think we'd have a ball. Keeping it fun. Then she says, well, sure. What's better for you, the beginning of the week or the end of the week? Daytime or evening, 7 to 7:30. Great. This is my business, Teresa. I just want you to know I'll be the rain or shine. You can count on me. I have a huge favor to ask you. Right? We play the referral game. That's another thing that is on my phone tree. I have 2 people talking about it. 2 different ways of getting it. One person does the deserted island game, where she gets them visualizing, Brad Pitt or whoever coming in a boat as you're on a deserted island. That's one way of doing it. Then we've got another way. You find and I think I've got a third way from someone else that gets referrals, does it differently. You find what's you. You swim in your own lane. You're not the same personality as the next person. So it might not feel comfortable. Listen to all 3, but make sure that you're getting referrals. Okay, Teresa, and here we've got a referral list. She had time to write down 6 names. Okay, I'm gonna get, now I just look at her and say, is there any reason why you don't want to share your checkup facial with a couple of friends? I'll be the rain or shine, you can count on me, right? That whole deal. And then I look at her and I say, and by the way, Teresa, you don't have to do this, but it sure is nice. By the way, Teresa, I have got some brownies for you. Do you smell the brownies baking? Did you see her put them in and all of a sudden we started smelling the smell? And you can just serve those. Warm brownies are great, but if you choose to, if you just have some ice cream and just some canned hot fudge, that is a gooey, wonderful treat. And it's nothing. It's no work. I give her the brownies. You can give her the brownies. Who is going to cancel on you when they own your brownies? The box of brownies costs you nothing. What? $1? A box of brownies. A box of brownies. Okay. So she's got your brownies. She's not going to cancel on you. If she does and dares eat those brownies, there's a naughty part of me, I'd say, choke on them. No. You don't want that. See, that's where Stacey James is so different than me and James is so like. I'm a sinner, okay? I am forgiven though. Okay, so I repent every day. Okay, so now I'm looking at her. I've got it booked. I've got everything going on, and now I look at Teresa and I say, Teresa, I have one final question. Today I know when I was talking to everybody about my career, and I know everybody just looked at me like, absolutely not, no way. I just want you to know, I get that. And the reason I get it is because that's how I felt. But Teresa, I just have to tell you, you walked in today, and I looked at you, you are as sharp as can be. Your hairstyle's adorable. Your makeup looked perfect when you walked in. You're dressed professionally, the scarf, everything about you. But it's not even how beautiful you were when you walked in. What I saw was heart. You see, this whole party, you were just so easy to be around. You were exactly the type of person I looked for. So I have to ask you, Teresa, in your wildest dreams, could you ever see yourself doing something like this for fun or extra cash? I think you'd be amazing. First off, Those are some pretty strong words, aren't they? Some of us don't use those strong words because we're afraid of being pushy. What if you use those strong words with someone and made her feel special? Because you pick out everything about her that you really liked. Everything. Is she gonna hate you? Will her day be made? Will she feel great? You bet she will. And I don't know if I said this part, but Mary Kay always used to feel there's a new beauty consultant at every class. Did I say that part? Did I say quality women attract quality women? Okay, great. And that gives you, that line right there gives you permission. If you liked them all, ask them all. You just got permission because quality women attract quality women. Ask them all. If you don't want them, don't ask them. Because you have to work with them. Truly. Some people bring some people and I'm like, why? You want nice people. You want respectful people. You want women that are wonderful. Or men. I always say women because I'm just used to it. I'm so sorry, but I'm very impressed.
No, I always crack the joke. I'm about half and half, so I don't think
So you got it. Well, congratulations on your graduation. Okay. So do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you too. So do you see what I'm saying though, you guys? You're not going to upset them. You're not going to offend them. And then the first thing you do is you have, whoever area they're in. If they're in Stacey James's area, then have them watch your video, okay? Or the online thing. If you're in Lisa Madson's area, I would hope mine would be the first you'd show, okay? If they're in Stacey's area and you show Stacey's and they're intrigued enough but not ready to sign on the spot, some people need a layer. How many of you were layered? How many of you signed the second somebody sat down and went over the information with you? How many of you needed to come to a meeting or hear another layer? Raise your hand. So see, it's a mixture, you guys. So you're in Stacey's area, you show that first. There's someone interested. I always do scale of 1 to 10. 1 is never, 10 is I'd sign up today, no 5 is allowed. If she's a 4 on the scale of 1 to 10, I ask her what it takes to move her from a 4 to a 10. It might be more information. Need, toe to toe, sit down with her. Sit down with her. If she's still scared or she still doesn't sign up, or what if she signs up but she looks scared to death? You better give her another layer. Because they'll quit if they sign up and they're not ready. So don't ever do that. I mean, if they're not ready, but the question is there any reason why you won't want to sign up, fill out the paperwork and we'll get you started on your training. And if she does, but she still looks scared, then you can give her my DVD. Either the DVD or online. I don't care. But just make sure because there are people out there that are going to say negative things to them. And they might see some negative things, or they might hear some negative things. You want them filled with the heart of Mary Kay and what Mary Kay can do for them. Okay? And so that's the thing that you want to do. So as far as recruiting, you guys, that's all you have to do. And then you pick her out, and then you make sure you either get her to the meeting, get together with your director, have them layered. My 4 unit, they have to show my DVD before I'll even talk to the person because I've only got so many hours in the day, and I can only do so much. I'll gladly do a practice interview with them, but I'd rather have them have already showed someone the information. Where they've actually showed it. Teresa was one I did it with last month and didn't even know the woman signed up. Because Teresa, they were able to sign her up now. But I did the information, she watched my DVD, I did a follow-up, and what did I do in that follow-up, Teresa? More than anything, what did I do that day? Do you remember? Who she was, where she came from, found out all about her. The whole interview was about her. What do we do when we recruit? We find out their needs and how Mary Kay Cosmetics can fill their needs. I found out about the woman. She is from Puerto Rico originally. So for her, I knew her, and then she started talking to me about her nephew. Her nephew is down there, so she only sees him, what, once a year? Once or twice a year? And so I talked to her about how Mary Kay could be the extra income, where she literally could go to Puerto Rico and she could have that extra income by being able to save more plane tickets. I probably even told her about Ann. I think I didn't I? Because that was right after Ann came up with her, why? This is it. It's like hit her at seminar. I mean, that's it. So I told that story. You tell stories. Are you a storyteller? Do you tell stories about people that it fits and it makes them think? And then she went to Puerto Rico and I said to her, we can even sell in Puerto Rico. Because we can. Because they're a U.S. subsidiary, right? Territory. She can sell there. She can sell there. Yes. As a consultant, she can sell in Puerto Rico. And so I talked to her about that. And talked about that. Then she can go more often, because if she holds a bunch of parties, then according to the, your accountant, how much she has to do to be able to write it off. That's up to your accountant. And how he can fight for you. But if it's your livelihood, everywhere I go, pretty much, I can write it off if I'm doing some work, which I'm always doing some work. Oh, remember the story? I'll tell you later. Never mind. So, that's it on recruiting. The other foundations of the business.